Okay, so bear in mind this is the first time I've actually driven this car at the time I've owned it. So yeah, it's now taxed on the road. You can see the work I've done so far on it, but will it stop? I'm just going to take my time with it. And of course this is the first time I've heard the engine. I don't know whether the diff's going to be okay. It does seem to be stopping. I think the tyres are probably the most urgent thing to get sorted on this car. It's still stopping, that's good. They need to bed in, The system needs for me to be braking. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Anyway, it's driving a 280, fantastic. One of the biggest costs on the Capri 280 will be the paintwork. So I'm off to a classic car restorer in Leafy, Buckinghamshire to get a proper assessment. The real dilemma is how far to go. Tackle a few problem areas or commit to a full respray and do it properly.
So the 280 is in largely very good condition, but yes, needs some details attended to. First thing I would do is get it up in the air, get it clean, and really have a good inspection, mark all the areas that need it, and then we'd start with stripping off the paint on the areas that require bare metaling. And from there we can assess if any welding is required or it's just paint defects. Preparation is 95% of it. To actually put it in the spray booth and paint it's going to take a matter of hours, but the months of work leading up to that moment is crucial. Then we carry out any filler repairs, and it will then be primed. We'll then put an undercoat on, which is near the final colour, so we'll put a green undercoat on this Capri. 2 to 3 coats of the base coat, and 2 to 3 coats of clear coat on top.
I'll share that paint quote with you in a future episode, but for now there's still plenty of smaller jobs to crack on with. So here's another job I'm doing on the 280. I've done all this work underneath it, you can see. Clean from front to back, and just where necessary touching up on the underspray. She's not in bad nick really, to be honest with you, under there, so that's looking good. So a finishing touch is putting on these splash guards which go under or just inside the wheel arch. I did the other side. That took me 3 hours. Why did it take me 3 hours? Because the screws wouldn't come out and I had to try and drill them out. And would they come out? No. I'd already done this side. In actual fact, previous owners basically had clearly had this plate off on this side because the screws just literally fell out. So that's made easy access. So I've got the screws out. I just need to whip this old panel out and put this new one in. Hopefully it won't take me 3 hours. Right, the screws out. So let's try and get this out. As I said, I already had it out once before because I could check on the inside in here, but look at that, and that's the old one. And I gave it a paint in some black Amorite, but you can't beat a brand new one. Out with the old and in with the new. And I'm hoping this will go in a lot quicker. Be prepared to do a bit of reshaping. Time for the rubber hammer. None of this is lining up, so I'm really reluctantly but having to give it some hammer. But look at this, that one there is well out. I've even scratched the paintwork. There's one up there that looks almost in line, and then that one there is just out by about a mile. But I think I'm just double checking the rubber seal around I put on isn't obstructing it. I mean, obviously that's new, so that could be preventing it from slotting into place. So I'll have to persist. So if you are attempting this, I found easing the panel behind this bracket and making sure the rubber is folded in the right direction, and then you push it across. So once you've pushed it behind that bracket, it does go in a bit easier and you have to give it a bit of a bang to get it in. But once done, it's there. Yeah, is it worth it? Well, I mean, it looks good. Psychologically, I know their new panels, and that's improved. I've put the stainless steel screws in, so hopefully they won't rust. It's awkward to work in here as well, because you're on the ground and you're trying to look up there and you're fighting against the sky if you've got a blue sky, for example. But anyway, she's done 3 hours later. So one of the other things I wanted to get done with the 280, just a little niggly thing, was the gear knob, because it was a bit frayed, and they do go, and this car's done low mileage, 41,000 miles. With the age, 40 years, and the car not being used very much, the lever did get pitted and did get worn. So I've just had it recovered, and wow, look at this. How good does that look? I mean, even down to the stitching, there's 2 lines that come up the stitching, and when it came back, one was around here. So I thought, no, I was going to let it go because it was such a good job other than that. Told the guy, and he said, yeah, no problem, send it back. Sent it back, and it's come back, and looks absolutely beautiful. So next job, it's one of those jobs I wish I hadn't started, but I'm kind of glad I'm at this stage, is the rocker box cover. I've noticed oil seeping out and down the engine, so I'm hoping this will sort it by putting in new gaskets. But while it's off, I'm also going to give it a lick of paint. And a word of warning, if you're trying to get these out, I struggled for ages, and in the end I took out the expansion tank. And of course, while that's out, I thought I'd paint the bracket. I'm applying around 4 coats of primer to the washer bottle frame, allowing proper drying time between each coat. I'm keen to move on to painting the rocker covers next, but it's important not to rush. Runs are easily done if you do. Taking your time really pays off, and before long, I am tackling those tired, rusty rocker covers, and I'm genuinely chuffed with the final result. All that's to be done now is to fit that gasket, but there you are. That's it, complete with new sticker as well. That don't look that bad. It's slightly lighter, I think, than the original, but hey, do you know what? I'm happy with that. That certainly looks a lot neater than it did before. So it's a question now of refitting it, and hopefully no more leaks. Well, that's it. Both sides now done. New gaskets on both sides. The only problem I had was the cap and trying to get that out. In the end, I ended up breaking it. It just would not come out. So the only way I could get it out was literally to force it, and on doing so, it just broke. So I had to order a new one, which I've done. And I'm kind of hoping this brand new one doesn't say Ford on the top, obviously, which bothers me slightly, so I'm going to try and keep it original. But you know what, right now, as long as it stays in there, so I'm going to put that in, and hopefully be able to get it out again. I like the other one. Yeah, that's on there, so that's good. What I have noticed, and I'm sure you guys are out there who know, what I have noticed is that on the old one, this bit comes off. And look, you can't see that, but it's got, get it out the right way, it's got the Ford logo on it. So I'm kind of wondering, if I took the cap off that one and put that on, it'd get me originality back, wouldn't it? Do I want to test it out? I'm not sure about that, because I don't want to weaken the lid and then put this one on, going along, and once the pressure builds up, it goes. I might ask. Tell you what, the Facebook groups for these cars, absolutely amazing. Lots of advice, and pop on there and ask a question. Lots of nice people willing to help you. So here's another question.